What is a demo reel? You were trying to get an agent, you were trying to prove to them that you're an exceptionally good actor. They can be stressful. Rush, rush, rush. Like, you know what? No, I ended up getting what I wanted, which was my dream agent.
1, 2, 3, let's switch this up.
Hi, my little honeys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Anastasia, also known as your fave social media girl. If you are new, please don't forget to subscribe. And of course, please don't forget to turn on the bell notification button so you know every single time that I post, which is on hello, good afternoon. It's like midday. It's getting real nice in Toronto. The spring is coming in. I also did want to mention I am Ukrainian. I have family in Ukraine, and I was in Ukraine actually in January, right before everything happened. And I will say this to in every single video until the war finally stops. But I will still keep posting in my description box below donation links if you'd like to donate. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram at Anastasia_PRO because I'm posting a lot of information about Ukraine and what is going on. Let's get into it because this is another very important video. This is probably going to be the last video that I'm doing part of the like how to apply to agencies, how to get your package ready and all that kind of stuff. This is all about demos. Demo reels is probably going to be the biggest part of the whole package when it comes to applying to agencies. They can be stressful, but I think they can only be stressful if I think it comes from within yourself. I used to have an issue with doing demo reels in general because people would be like, well, what character would you want to play? Like, what do you see yourself playing? And I would just be like, oh, I can play anything. Not necessarily, because even look-wise, I could never play like some certain roles because I just don't have that look to it, you know? I don't think I'd ever get casted as like a femme fatale, as an Angelina Jolie sort of very sexy vixen. It's just not really like the vibe I give off. Like, I'm very bubbly, I'm very open, like I want to help people, so I would probably go for more like motherly, nurturing roles. The demo reels can get stressful if you are not sure what you want to put into your demos, and that's when things can kind of get a little weird. So I'm hoping that this video can sort of help you honeys kind of ease into it and not stress, because the last thing you want to do is stress out right before you are doing the application for agencies, and we don't need that stress. Let's start off with the basics. What is a demo reel? So a demo reel is also called a show reel or a sizzle reel. I personally never heard of anyone call it a sizzle reel, but it is an actual definition online. Let me read you the actual definition. So a demo reel or a sizzle reel or a show reel is a 1 to 3 minute long edited video collection of an actor's performances. Talent agents, managers, casting directors view demo reels when they're searching for new talent and casting talent for roles. That is the exact definition, and it's pretty straightforward. It really is 1 to 3 minutes of like a video, and it's snippets of your performances. I personally don't think I'd ever do 3 minutes. I think 3 minutes is too long. Most agents don't even view the whole demo. They like to view the first 10 seconds, and if they like what they like in the first 10 to 20 seconds, then they'll continue on, and even then they probably won't see the whole thing. So that's why I feel like 3 minutes is still pretty long. But that's my personal opinion. Do what you gotta do. Why do you need a demo reel? Your demo reel is your way to showcase your work, your talent, what you're capable of, and what you can get casted as. Even if you don't have a demo and you still even apply to those newer agencies, they might even ask you, hey, we like your headshots, good resume, nice cover letter. Can you tape a self-tape for us? Can you like just choose any scene and just tape something for us just so we see like where are you at with this? And that would just be considered your like demo reel for them. That can be an option if you want to start off with something like that. But I do really highly recommend you having a demo regardless whether you have professional work or not, credits or anything. It just really helps your chance in getting an agent because A, it looks professional, B, it looks like that you really truly care despite the fact that you don't have a lot going on and you're a beginner. It just shows that you're driven to do this. You have the passion and the drive to become an actor. Another reason why you need a demo reel is that a lot of the times when I get auditions, a lot of casting directors also want to see the demo reel, even though you are being submitted for one role and you already have the self-tape. The demo reel can also sometimes showcase what else you can do, because sometimes if like the casting director may look at you and be like, okay, you know what? She may not be right for that role. She doesn't give me the teacher vibe. She has great acting. I could see it's good, but it's just, I don't believe that she's a teacher, right? But they love what you did. So they still want to see what else can you do. Because maybe there's other roles that they're like, you know what? Actually, there's a mom role in there that I feel like Anna could do really well at. And the next thing you know, you get an audition for the same show or movie, and it's just a different role. How can I make a demo reel without having any experience? Don't stress. It's pretty easy. Way number one, or type number one, or number one. You can film, if you have absolutely no experience, you can film them in the self-tape style. A self-tape is what you'll be asked to do when you're auditioning for something. So essentially, you'd have the camera sitting in front of you. Your reader would be behind the camera, and I would be looking slightly like, not into the lens, obviously, but slightly off to the lens. And I would be talking to my reader who's behind the camera right there. And I would have my dialogue. So you can do maybe 2 or 3, 4 scenes like that. Obviously, you're not gonna put the entire self-tape in there. What you'll do is you'll choose the best 20 to 30 seconds per each self-tape and then mesh it together into the demo, and that could be your demo reel right there. You could also do monologues in there if you would really like to. Don't make it all monologues, because monologues is one style of acting, but make sure you have the self-tape dialogue in there with someone else so you can showcase that as well. Another way you can do it is if you really want to go a bit more, this would be like, the first way is like the cheapest way to do it. The second way, if you would like to spend a little bit of money and you want to put some, you know, financial stuff in there, you can do that. There are studios that are strictly for like self-taping style. A lot of people who are like, let's say going out for big Netflix stuff, they really want to wow the self-tape. So they'll actually go to the studio and create the set of whatever they're auditioning for, and then they'll tape themselves with another reader for that self-tape. There are studios that will also help you do your demos. So you would either, you know, if you have acting friends that you trust that can help you, you can choose your scenes and then have them sort of be your partner in the scene. And then it kind of works out, because if you want, the studio would film it as an actual legitimate scene, not a self-tape. And then that partner gets a snippet for their demo, and then you get a snippet for your demo as well. So it kind of works out together. The last way you can do it, and this is, a lot of people talk about it, that you should not use classwork, but I have my own thing about it, where agents understand that if you are new, they can tell that you're new based on your resume, the fact that you don't have a lot of credits, this and that. They're not expecting you to have a crazy professional demo like right off the bat. If you can, and if you want, you can use classwork, but this is something that a lot of people screw up on. It needs to have incredibly good sound quality, lighting quality. It has to be like filmed professionally. So what I would do is that I would talk to your teacher, and you might maybe have to pay your teacher because this might be considered as a one-on-one coaching. But if you're in a class, you can talk to your teacher and say, I want to use the scene that I'm working on in class right now as part of my demo. Do you mind if maybe after class, I'll pay you like extra? You could be my reader and you would help me film the scene. This is a great way for you to do it, because you're actually doing it with the teacher, and the teacher could really coach you in having this as like a really, really good self-tape scene done. So that's another way you can do it as well. Just don't actually use legitimate classwork where the teacher like stops you, gives you corrections, and then you continue on the scene. That's not gonna slide for a demo at all. The obvious last way you can do your demo is actual things like student films. If you did web series, like legitimately professional work that you booked, obviously that would be, you know, the actual demo. Do whatever works for you. What is the process of making a demo reel? A few little like do's and don'ts when you're getting into the process of making one is that, number one, choose scenes that speak with you and vibe with you, like something that you really connect with. Never, ever, ever, ever choose famous scenes. Do not go into the Notebook and choose the iconic 2 scenes from the Notebook, because what's gonna happen is that when an agent, let's say if you're applying for agencies, an agent looks at it, first of all, they're gonna start remembering the scene from the movie, and they're going to completely disengage and disconnect from you doing the actual work. And then next thing you know, they're almost essentially comparing you to the Hollywood Oscar actors to your demo. Try not to choose your, like, let's say favorite scenes. And this is kind of where it's like almost contradicting with me saying choose scenes that you vibe with, that you really enjoy. What I mean by that, I mean like scenes that when you read, you're kind of like, I could really relate to this character. I could feel the pain, or I could feel what this character is trying to say. Like, I understand, like, I get her. Don't go choosing a scene that you saw in a movie and you're kind of like, oh my God, that was such a good scene. Like, make sure to find the actual script of it and read it without watching the actors, because it's a completely different, like, head game. If you can still connect with the scene while you're reading it, then that's a scene for you. If you've completely lost your connection because you're like, I'm not interested because I wanted to do what they're doing, then that's not gonna help you at all whatsoever. When you're choosing scenes, think to yourself, who could I play? Who would I get casted as? Ask acting friends and non-acting friends. Just curious, because a second opinion, especially someone who is like maybe not in this industry, can see something else that you can't see. When you're choosing the scene as well, does this scene connect with me? Like, can you relate to the scene? Do you understand what this character is going through or saying, the pain, you know, whatever it is, if it's happiness or blah, blah, blah. Like, can you truly, like, has there been a time that you felt close emotion to what this character is feeling? Remember, you're looking at the writing of the script, not the acting of the script. So you're not trying to find a scene where Mila Kunis did a beautiful job. No, you're trying to find the scene where you love the writing of it and you can connect with the writing. Don't watch the scene and then try to reenact the same thing. Because again, what are you doing? You're not being truthful. Don't try to be Mila Kunis or Bradley Cooper or Angelina Jolie or Jennifer Aniston. Like, they act their own way because that's how they do it. When you're choosing scenes, if you're gonna go down the route of like hiring a studio to help you do the scene, or if you're gonna do it in a self-tape style, choose scenes that are roughly like about maybe 3 to 4 of them. You might not use all 3 to 4 scenes, but it's good for you to have them, because if you do it, sometimes when you watch it back, it just, something is disconnected, not right. Maybe when you actually watch it, you're like, you know what? No, choose more, do more of them. And then after, when you watch them, you might actually think, you know what? No, I don't. Like, I would never be casted at this. This is not connecting with me. Great. Don't even put it in. You're gonna choose 20 to 30 seconds best part of that scene. So don't worry about you getting scared that the agent's not going to understand like what is the context. I mean, obviously, like, choose a moment where there's something happening and, you know, it's like a climax moment and, you know, you're in the feels. Don't worry about the fact that it may not totally make sense in terms of what the script of what they're saying from 20 to 30 seconds. That's not really the job of the demo reel. When you're putting the scenes together, make sure that your strongest scene goes first. As I said before, agents and casting directors most likely do not watch the whole demo because, well, they get a lot of submissions, they get a lot of stuff going on. If they can get their attention caught within the first, let's say 15 seconds, they will then try to watch the whole thing. Don't save the best for last, like that saying. That clearly really does not happen here in demo. Your first is the best. When you put the demo together, definitely when you're starting out and you're looking for an agent, I do recommend you adding your contact info and your name. Definitely your name. My name is always in there and it always will be. And maybe your headshot. But once you get an agent, you can take that out because they will not be contacting you. They always have to contact your agent first. If you're good at editing, great. Go ahead, edit your demo. Your girl here is not a good editor. When I knew I wanted to get my new demo from when I was applying about a year ago at agencies, I called my best friend because she is so amazing at them. And I told her, I said, can you please do this? Same thing can happen for you. If you have a friend, or you could even hire someone. You can hire someone on Fiverr, you can hire someone on Upwork. Like, you can find people to do it, and it's not gonna be super, super expensive. You can pay more money if you want to. I recommend having it edited really nicely because when it's really well put together, it also adds the effect of a really good demo. You wanna sell yourself. You are the advertisement, you are the product, you are the brand. Make sure that it's edited well. Make sure that when you're filming it, oh my God, you are looking your best. You're wearing the right clothes. There's nothing in the background. Like, I would never do a self-tape with like my pillows in the back. Like, the sound is good. You can hear me clearly. My lighting is like, I have my ring light up. Like, I would use my ring, like, the whole thing. Like, you were trying to get an agent. You were trying to prove to them that you're an exceptionally good actor, because this also shows that if you're doing self-tape style demo, that you are equipped to also do self-tape auditions. It's important for the agent to also see that. Take your time when it comes to doing your demo. I was always obsessed with rushing. Rush, and I gotta put it out there. I gotta film 4 scenes in one day. That's too much. Filming 4 scenes in one day. I personally say, if you're gonna do 3 to 4 scenes, take the time. Do 1 scene a week, for example. Take a whole couple of days to learn the scene, get it into it, you know what's up, film it, and then next week do the second scene. You can really take your time with it because this is a really important part. This is what showcases that you are an incredible actor. Take your time. No need to rush it. Don't do a demo unless you're really ready for a demo. Just go with the flow, go with your pace. Just because Sally A and Sally B got it done in 2 days doesn't mean that you also need to get it done in 2 days. Mine took a couple of months. And yeah, there's times where I was like, why is it taking so long? But then I was like, no, I'm happy that it took this long because I got myself a great agent. I scored myself one of the best agents probably in the city. Because I didn't rush it, because I took my time in creating my demo, I ended up getting what I wanted, which was my dream agent. When you have the demo done, get someone to look at it. An extra pair of eyes will never hurt you, whether it be definitely an acting friend, because they obviously will understand what you're trying to do. But it'd also be interesting to get a little bit of perspective from someone who's not in acting, to see if they really are convinced with what you're saying, if that's something like a character that you can get casted as. Extra pair of eyes is always really important and really good to do when it comes to choosing your demo scenes. Another thing about scenes and choosing the scenes, do not choose scenes where there is, first of all, a lot of improvisation. Like, you never ever want an improv, even in a self-tape audition. Do not choose a scene where there is a kiss or some sort of like human contact, embrace, whatever. Obviously, do not do any like sexual nude scenes. That's definitely not. And importantly, don't do anything that has crazy special effects. Like, do not choose a superhero movie where bombs are being blown up and a car is flying over, and then all of a sudden you have to like get lifted off into the ground because you have special flying powers, or like, no, there's no way in a self-tape you would make that believable. In terms of updating your demo, update it whenever you feel like you want to update it. I've had my demo done for about, it's gonna be a year this summer. My original demo, I've had it the same for 3 years. I didn't feel like I wanted to change it. But even if you don't book anything, it's always good to update it, let's say maybe 1 to 2 years, when you feel like you've evolved a bit more as an actor. So updating it, like, I wouldn't do it more than like maybe once a year. I wouldn't do it every 6 months or anything like that. You'll sort of feel it when it's right time for you. This is the end of my demo reel YouTube video. Honeys, if you have any questions, you know the drill. You can comment down below. If you even need help for like choosing scenes or whatever, or like just having chats about demos, please comment below. I'm very happy to help. You can also follow me on Instagram at Anastasia_Piaro. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe. Honeys, I love you, and I'm gonna see you all next Friday. Bye, honeys!